just a couple of wild and crazy guys.
Oh, great. I have the thing up and it's just showing an ad. Oh, no, never mind.
I thought I heard us. Hello, Raven. So we kind of threw a curveball at you guys. We told you we were going to do Blink twice, and then we opted out and did Longlegs instead.
As my kid would say, I tricked you.
I tricked you, faked you out. I think it was worth it.
Psych, nah. No, definitely. I'm going
to turn these down a bit. Go ahead.
I was really, let me get comfy. Let me get settled in. So, there we go. So first of all, everybody,
check. That's
welcome to this week's in review.
Yep. For 8:30, August 30th.
Oh man,
end of the summer.
What a summer it has been.
My favorite part of the summer ending, although I hate when summer ends, is spooky season starts. So
it's the best. It's the most spookiest time of the year. Speaking of spooky.
Love some spooky season.
We just finished. So we said we were gonna watch Blink twice, but then, I don't have any money, so we were like, what can we watch for free from home and do a review on that just came out, and literally I think it was last month that this movie came out, right?
I have to check the date, but yeah, I want to say it was real recent.
It said 2024. Victoria, здравствуйте, малышка. Как дела?
Hello, Victoria.
What was it? Oh, and that's Raven. Raven, what's up? Oh, she's messaging on both YouTube and this is a great spot for the camera because I can't see chat.
I'm sorry. But it gets your good side.
Yeah, you gotta get the good side. So
yeah, I can't find exactly when it was released, but it was recent.
I know it came out this year.
Very recent.
Yeah. Good movie. I like me some weird. So this is a review of Longlegs. It's a movie that came out this year. Just a disclaimer: if you have not seen this movie yet and you wish to watch it without any spoilers, stop watching right now. Go watch it at your earliest convenience. The movie is called Longlegs.
I hate telling people to stop watching.
I know.
But yeah, go watch that
Turn
movie.
your TVs off now. Shout out the windows. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it. All right. Anyway, the network.
But yeah, there's no other way to talk about it other than giving spoilers.
Seriously, yeah. So, but if you don't care about spoilers, привет, здравствуйте.
Oh, July 12th. I was right. It was
July 12th. Yeah, so okay, so not too long ago.
You're the best.
Victoria, good to see you. Good to have you here, bud. So yeah, this movie came out fairly recently, and it's a roller coaster, man. It's a ride.
Right.
It's I was under the impression that we were gonna do review for Blink twice, like we said we would earlier this week, and then I was like, I called John on my way down. I was gonna just meet him at the theater, and I was like, I don't have a lot of money, and he's like, yeah. Do we want to just watch something?
No, you can say neither do I, because neither do I.
I know. I didn't want to.
I appreciate you trying to save my face a little bit. Yeah, no, neither do I.
Yeah, we're
two broke jokes. That's that's the way it is.
So he had the brilliant idea of watching this movie, which it kind of worked out because it was a good movie. I really enjoy films like this. To be honest, they're kind of movies that have like the artistic kind of approach where they're kind of going against the grain of normal cinematography alone, and like camera work and lighting and the way they splice scenes together and everything. It was really interesting, and Neon really knocked it out of the park with this one.
Yeah, I agree.
I was getting very strong like A24 vibes with it.
Yeah.
Because they have like A24 Studios has a very distinct like
art flick.
Yeah, they have a certain air to their films. And I was getting a bit of that vibe with this. So he said, literally as I'm driving down here, we're going to do this instead. And I was like, okay. And I just went, I've never even heard of this movie. I'd never, totally under the radar with it. And even when the credits were rolled, he's like, so as we're setting up the cameras and everything, because we wanted to watch the movie and then go right into the podcast. So we literally just finished watching it maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. And he was like, did you do any research or anything? I was like, no. And he was like, I'm like, nope. I want to go in completely blind. Even like as the credits were rolling in and they were showing like who's in the movie, I was like, I'm just sitting here eating my popcorn and I'm just going to wait till no, there's still credit. Okay. And then scene. So I was really impressed with the performance of Nicolas Cage in this. Because I didn't know who the fuck it was until like halfway through. I was like, holy shit, that's Nicolas Cage. The dude is a chameleon.
Yeah, absolutely. Even having such a signature style of acting, still a chameleon.
Yeah. And that's the thing. He doesn't get typecasted. I've seen him as these like...
I wouldn't go as far to say he doesn't get typecasted because he
definitely
does.
He has been. But he does and he doesn't. He he plays, everything from the kooky satanic serial killer that's totally off their rocking chair to these like calm, cool, collected police officers.
Yeah.
Or
National Treasure and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
But he knocked it out of the park. And everyone there's a particular line that I thought was funny. When she's the main protagonist of the film, named Lee Harker. Lee Harker, which that actress, by the way,
never seen her before.
Never seen her before.
Yeah,
totally killed it. Did a phenomenal job, and something about her character, Lee Harkin, I kind of like low key was like feeling her, because that's like the kind of girls I used to go for, like back in the day. Like, you got resting bitch face and you're driving in your car listening to shoegaze music while you're smoking a cigarette. I'm like,
you like mousy brunettes that twitch.
Guilty. So yeah,
that may or may not be possessed by a demon.
So, but yeah, that was
actually. Oops.
Easy, John. You're cutting deep. Fuck. All right, but yeah, the God damn. Okay. So
the first two parts, I'm watching her, and she's like, every time that she's like supposed to make eye contact, she's like,
yeah, there's zero. But the thing about that character is just like she's supposed to be like, an FBI agent, someone who's trained and everything. And like, here's the thing: when I'm watching a film, there's very few times when I can actually legitimately like sit down and enjoy a film, because I'm always like looking at like, well, that's not how you do like like CQB, like close quarters combat, like arms fully extended. Like you're trained, like you're supposed to be like,
right.
Not just going, hello, and just
hello,
and just, like little things like that. But I get it. It's a psychological thriller type, and you got to have that atmosphere for the scene.
Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah. So
did you realize that she is the little girl in the beginning of the movie?
Not until later.
Right.
Yeah. Later on, I picked up on it because I noticed. Just from her, the jacket she puts on in the beginning, and like the car that pulls up, and just like the way the room's set up, and like little hints like that, I'm like, oh, this is taking place like a while ago, like 70s, 80s, 90s. Could have been around there, and then we find out it was like 76. I think
no, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was the
no, the in the beginning.
Oh, when she's little, yes. Yes, my bad.
It was 76, and then later on, there's like a portrait of Bill Clinton at the FBI in the FBI guy's office, and it's like, okay, so this is like 90s, which I like when movies do that. It's not like present day, and it's like, okay, if I'm watching this movie 10, 20 years from now, it's like, this isn't present day anymore. Like, you got to go by, just put the date. Put whatever date you're filming in, and leave it at that.
I like the subtle hints. I like the
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
nice.
saying. Like with the jacket and stuff and everything, and like the those are pretty old looking cars. But yeah, the beginning of the movie, which I like that fade from red. In the beginning, because in the beginning they're showing the credits of like the actors that are in the movie, the production.
Yeah.
And everything, and then it's just a red background with black print.
Well, did you also notice that the opening frame was basically like an 8mm frame?
Yeah.
And so basically it would be like if it was recorded, anything that happened in the past, if you ever caught that, like in sequence, there was parts that happened further into the past, and they were also in that 8mm frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would snap back to where
it was like a 16:9
right.
format. Yeah, I noticed that in the beginning how it had those like curved edges, and it looked like it was on like an old recorder, which I like how they did that. But I liked how the credits, it was that red background and the production company and a neon production in association with these actors, and it was all like red background with black print. And then when it said like part 1, part 2, part 3, it was black with a red print. And but yeah, little things like that I enjoyed. But the movie starts, car shows up, and this girl sees someone. They never get visitors.
I knew not to cut you off, but
please.
I knew that she was either directly involved or the mother was very early on. And to me, the dead giveaway was when they were going over the prior cases, each one of them had a father. So as soon as they introduce the mother and she goes in and meets the mother in the house, and that house is a hoarder's house, and there was no father figure, I knew that she was tied to Longlegs in some way.
I didn't pick up on that.
She was the only one out of all of them, because every other case had a father that killed the whole family.
Yeah. That was really interesting. Thanks for the link. Haven't seen you in a while as well. I know it's been a while, man. I hope all is well. It starts out and like I like how I was like, why are they called Longlegs? I'm thinking like
I didn't pick up what. That's one of the things I missed. I didn't get the Longlegs.
Yeah, so like that, but that was I think that's where it came from, because in the beginning, in the frame, you see like just like from maybe like his chin down.
Well, it was about the mouth. You saw the mouth moving.
That's right. Yeah, you could see the from lip line down, and when he's talking to the little girl in the backyard, and he's like, oh, I must have worn my long legs today, and then he leans down in the frame, and then like it cuts, and then it goes to present day or like the 90s when the girl's older and she's doing FBI work. So, and then like years later they're working on investigating a murder which that guy's tied to.
What do you think that why long legs?
I think they probably the character probably calls himself Longlegs because he's the one they'd said like this is his handwriting. He had all these in those briefcases, all these notes, and they match the notes that were left behind with the murders with all the ciphers and stuff. And I think it's because Longlegs was probably the way he was trying to be kind of like not a clown but like kind of
pseudo childish.
And when he was approaching these the kid, and that was probably like and that line. It's like, oh, I must have put on my long legs today because he's taller than the kid. And he was like, let me get down to your level, and he made and that was probably like a line that maybe he had said a lot whenever he went in for these murders. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, because I couldn't derive where that name would have come from. Like, so he gave me like serious Buffalo Bill vibes.
Yeah, I could see that.
Obviously, obviously it's a direct sort of homage, being in the basement and doing all that stuff, and talking to the dolls and stuff like that. The scraggly hair, the posters, and the what's I want to say textile, but that's not what it is. It's a
tapestry.
He had like the tapestries up that very reminiscent of Buffalo Bill's tapestries. But I think that's as much as it goes.
Yeah,
in the connection.
After the movie was over, I looked up if this was based on a true story,
right?
Because normally, if it's like a period piece, yeah. But I mean, like how many there's been so many like throughout history, but especially in that era between like the 70s, 80s, 90s, people like serial killers leaving these ciphered notes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you're drawing from like real reality, definitely Zodiac.
Yeah.
Who was the other one that did that? BTK. He left notes and letters.
Wasn't The Devil All the Time? Wasn't that like the Zodiac killer?
The Devil All the Time. No, that was
I might be thinking of a different movie.
Yeah, Devil All the Time was a period piece of a family that was being tortured by a demon, and it was a good movie. But it was definitely another weird psycho thriller.
Yeah,
but that took place in like the 1920s.
Yeah, that was like an old one.
Yeah, Zodiac, obviously, Jake Gyllenhaal and those guys. But
that one I haven't seen.
But that's definitely where I would say that they got their inspiration for like the ciphers and the hidden notes.
Yeah,
BTK, he was the one that used to write the letters, constantly taunting the cops, and I didn't
know much about the BTK.
BTK.
What did BTK stand for?
Bind, torture, kill.
That
was his signature. BTK.
Gotcha. It's fucked up.
Yeah. That's why I don't wear a mustache, because I kind of look like him. It's terrible. But
do you have a trimmer in your bathroom? The one I literally, like, this morning too, I was like getting scruffy, and I'm like, do I want to like trim the whole thing? And I'm like a few of my friends, like when I do the stash, I was like, and I was like, should I bring the stash back? And a few of my friends are like do the stash, and I'm like, all right. And I'm not too keen on it. I like when it's more grown in, but right now it's like I gotta if I decide to keep it, I gotta let it grow more. But now I'm just like, now I just want to get rid of it. But anyway, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, Zodiac Killer I've heard of. I've never heard of the BTK Killer.
He's definitely worth a deep dive, like to go and like research about.
I was never into like the true crime.
Really?
Like, yeah, I've never watched. I know people who are like heavy into like those, mainly like, white girls who just watch like true crime and like all that stuff, or murder mysteries. I like to I study. Well, I wouldn't say I go study. I have an affinity to at least learn about them, about their ways, what makes them tick. And BTK was one of the ones that sticks out in my mind because he's one of the only serial killers that actually like had a fully functional family and like was a pillar in his church, and like nobody knew anything about him. And he only slipped up because he used a public library terminal once. Yeah, I could see why.
He got tired of handwriting notes and decided to type one up, and that's when they busted him.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. And the best part is the letter right before that right before the type letter. He was like, "Is there any way that you could track things on the computer?" Well, actually, he wrote it. He's like, "Is there any way?" To the cops, and the cops replied, and because they got to the point where he was writing letters, and they would reply to him through the newspaper, and he would read the newspaper, and they were like, "No, there's no way that we could track you from a computer." Like, come on, bro, gotta be smarter than that.
That's actually kind of funny. It's like it's like going up to an alligator. Like, if I hold this giant piece of meat in front of you, are you gonna bite my arm? No.
Nah, bro. No.
Oh man. So, yeah, I can understand why people are fascinated with it, because like from a psychological standpoint, it's like why would you I want to know why. I'm curious. And
yeah.
like, and we're naturally like very curious creatures. So we it's interesting, but I never personally I would rather look up like, you know, Star Wars.
For me, it's always to see what makes a person want to go in that direction. Like, why would you want to go so against the grain that you want to get into like ending other people's existences?
Yeah,
like, I find that so interesting.
And I think well, that's another interesting thing about the film was like it seems like the real villain in this film is the Satanism and the worshiping of Satan, and a lot of people associate with like, oh, like you're a Satanist, you must be a really bad person. And I think in this movie they do paint that light, but they also show like the Lee's mom, I forget her the character's name, but she was like a nurse, like a Ruth. She was a nurse, but like a nun too, or like a sister of faith or something like that, where she, you know, went to like people's houses and ultimately was helping him with but like. That's one thing. So that's one thing that really threw me off is like the steel ball.
Yeah.
Like they're saying like, yeah, we check it out. Like it's just, we scanned it. Or we did an X-ray or whatever, because they show the X-ray.
It was empty, but it was also whispering to the coroner.
Yeah. And it's just like, so what? Like,
what was this?
And then when the mom shot the shotgun with the doll that was the young Lee, that puff of black smoke came from behind her head, as if like, so like that's the one thing I didn't get was, one, how, and two,
if I were to break this down completely, what I would say is that, so this is actually a possession flick. This is like an exorcism flick. And
I got that much, yeah.
So basically, Lee was under the possession of this thing, this demon that they were worshiping, that Cabal. His name was Daniel Ferdinand Cabal. That was Longlegs. And Ruth. And I
thought it was Gail.
Maybe it was Gail. It was hard to hear on that.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, it was like I remember we were watching it, and I was like, wait, can you go back and play that again? Because it was like on an old 1990s TV playing through. It's like watching a video of a video, but it was like really
garbled.
Yeah.
Did you notice in that scene where they're watching the video and he says, "You're going to be there"? He looks directly at Lee. And he says, "You're going to be there," and he talks to the other officer. His face lines up with the three officers who are actually going to be at the birthday. You missed that.
I did.
Yeah, when he's sitting there and he starts singing "Happy Birthday," and he says, "You're going to be there," and then it cuts to the scene. You can actually see him, and he looks right at Lee. And he says, "You're going to be there," and he looks at the male officer. And he says, "You're going to be there," and he looks at the other one. And he goes, "You're going to be there,"
as if it's like through the TV.
Through the TV.
Yeah, I noticed he was like nodding and looking around, but like, wow, yeah, and that was interesting how after he like, you know, smashed his own face in, and then he calls. Because I think that was him on the phone when he calls and says, "You're going to be late for your birthday."
Yeah, it's either going to be him, or it would have been him, or it is that demon.
Yeah, because it sounded like, it kind of sounded like him, but more like,
right? Distorted.
Yeah,
creepy. Not
next time, Gadget.
Not Daddy Longlegs, Victoria. It's a movie, Longlegs. It's a horror thriller.
The spider that all the kids used to play. Yeah. Chronological accuracy. We gotta pay more attention to chat when we get into these.
As we start going off.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a really, really interesting movie. The only thing I really couldn't wrap my mind around was, I guess, like these steel balls that there was some kind of like spell on them, I guess.
So what I think that those are is like sort of like an anchor point for the possessed child. And after, so they touch on things that, if you're familiar with demonology, that you would pick up on. The one scene where he says, "Let me in," and if you don't let me in, if you let me in, it'll be over with, and blah, blah, blah. But if you don't let me in, I'm going to come back more and more and more and more. So you have to welcome a demon into your household. A demon can't just enter your house. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I'm not.
So there's rules in spirituality. Like another one, they say for vampires, but
this is one of the many things I love about you.
Demons, they can't just enter your home. You have to actually welcome them in, and then once you welcome them in, then it's impossible or an absolute struggle to get rid of them. So what I think is the doll is an anchor point. So first you welcome in Longlegs, and that brings the doll into the house. Then the doll in the house is the anchor point that allows it to manipulate everybody in the house. So once, like Ruth says, as she shoots the doll, is now you're free. He's free, now you're free. And she shoots the doll. Now, Ruth's whole thing was to protect her child, but not paying attention. She had welcomed the demon in, and the demon was controlling her.
Yeah.
So that's what ends up happening in the end, because that when she stands up to attack Lee, I don't think that was Ruth, because she says, "Don't call me mother."
Yeah. It's a lot to unpack in this movie. It was, and that's the thing, it was so under the radar for me. Like I hadn't even heard of it until you brought it up. Trim 100%. Yeah, I know. I might lose the stash and just let this all grow out evenly then.
I know that name, Chikatilo.
Also has a good family and respected at his job.
Which one was that? Which I recognize the name, but I can't recall it immediately from off the top of my head.
But yeah, this movie was a roller coaster. If you like psychological thrillers, definitely, I would say that
Andre
this one is worth a watch.
Yes. I have heard of him, the Butcher of Rostov. Been a long time since I heard about him.
This is like I said, this is one of the many things I love about John is when you're a man that does your research.
I try. But
you don't know. No.
I'm not an expert.
You're being modest.
I'm not an expert. No.
This guy,
master of none.
This guy, no, he does his research, and you do these things where you do these deep dives.
Yeah.
And you do it like
I got ADHD. I hyperfixate.
I know, and it's great, and I love it, and whether it's anything about everything from the Bible to how to make really good chicken wings to like you just zone in and like you hone your craft and you just consume knowledge in such a way that I envy, and it's awesome, and it's one of the.
I love it when it's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I hate it when it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Not understanding that one. When I get hooked on something and I start deep diving, and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's like I got all day. It's great. Next thing I know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I need to keep reading.
I was just, yeah. That reminded me of a dad joke. It's like, I haven't slept for 10 days because that's just too long.
Yeah, yeah.
I was actually taking a shower, and I was singing in the shower, and I got soap in my mouth, so it turned into a soap opera.
I hate you.
Thank you. Why childhood trauma?
So
no, just the mustache. I don't think I look good with a mustache. A select few people say I do. Me personally, I'm not. I don't know. And then he said BTK had one, and I'm like, well, now I got to get rid of it. That's why I was like, do you have trimmers in your bathroom that I could just buzz this thing off? But yeah,
you've never seen a picture of the BTK killer?
No.
Really?
He's pulling one up right now. Hold on.
See, he's even got the horseshoe like I do.
And yeah.
I never showed you that picture where
Man, he
I was
looks miserable.
He is at that point because he's busted. So yeah, he's looking at death row. I never showed you that conversation between me and Stephanie where I was looking at glasses the last time that I was out looking for glasses, and I got the fucking aviator rimmed one.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, my husband is not a 70s porn lawyer," and I was like, "No, that's the BTK killer." And she was like, "Who?"
Yeah, see, I had no idea who it was, but that's really funny. Yeah, because if you did great, see, that's the thing. You're not totally bald on the top, like you just have a receded hairline. That is,
no, I'm bald.
It's not. You're not bald. No, you still have hair on the side of your head and on the back of your head. It's just on the top. It's
I embrace it.
Receding and a little thin.
I embrace it.
A little patchy. I think. I know.
Yeah. It's because this thing's cooking all the fucking time and it just burned it off.
Oh God, I love that we're dads. The other day, I told him we were all hanging out with the kids were playing and everything. Who was it that said something that was like said something about you said something about being bald or something. I was like give me 2 thumbs up, and you went like this. I'm like, look, it's a thumb with 2 thumbs.
Thumb with 2 thumbs. Yeah.
That's gonna be. I feel like I'm getting like my hairline's getting like, or at least it's thinning. I'm kind of, but then I saw a picture of me from like 2010.
I started thinning when I was like 25, and it took from 25 to 35 to like get to the point where I couldn't actually like style it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I still remember you having hair like you I mean, you shaved your head a few times, even though you weren't like.
Yeah, like even when I was a kid, I've been shaving my head since like 6th grade. I prefer it. It's low maintenance. I know
it is great.
When it's completely shaved, I use the same soap on my body that I use on my head.
Yeah, it's that's kind of why I want to cut my hair, because I'm like, I wake up and just the bed head is just, I look like a fucking crazy person.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's moments where I'm like, I wish it was long when I was a kid, and I'd love to style it. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I don't have to.
Yeah,
I don't have to.
It is convenient as hell. But speaking of crazy hair, yeah, the makeup, I didn't realize it was Nicolas Cage. Was like until like later, much like pretty much almost a little over like halfway through the film, I was just like, I think I know who it is. And he was like, you got it? And I was like, I got it. And then he's like, yep, George Clooney. I'm like, not even close. Man. But yeah, it took me a while, but but the prosthetic face and hair like threw me off. But he did like one laugh or like some kind of like high pitched yell or something that like is a very Nicolas Cage thing. And I was like, oh, now I see it. And now I can't unsee it.
Well, and I told you right before we went live, one of the bummers is that he actually just came out in an interview and said that he's not going to reprise the character because he doesn't like playing characters that harm people. And I thought that's very noble of him. He did a great job, and I don't. You didn't see any of the promotional stuff for this.
No.
So they were talking about this movie being like the most horrifying movie of all time, and how it's going to give people nightmares. And I gotta say, like, just out of piquing people's curiosity, they did a good job. But I wouldn't go as far to say that it was like,
yeah, I don't think it's going to give me nightmares. But
yeah.
But I think we're also, like, you and I are from a generation where we also, like, when we were well into the early years of our adolescence, we were watching disembowelments and like really fucked up horror movies that we probably shouldn't have watched when we were kids.
I was actually just watching a video breakdown the other day where they said it's not that you're desensitized from horror, it's just not for you.
Yeah.
And by that they meant that, like, it's not aimed at you. It's actually it's aimed at, like, the normies who have not had horrific experiences
yeah,
as teenagers and young adults, which makes sense, but at the same time, like, I do want to watch a movie that's going to make me kind of like, I'll tell you a movie that was like that.
You brought this up recently. You said there was a movie you watched, and even like Tommy was like,
yeah, that was In Bruges. We talked about In Bruges.
Okay.
And,
this is a different movie.
Yeah, no, In Bruges wasn't a horror movie. That was a drama that, like, turned your stomach because of how dark it was. It was a good movie.
That's right. Yeah, it was a
phenomenal movie. It was Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, and what the hell was that other kid's name? I always forget his name, but I love him. He played Eli in There Will Be Blood. But it was a movie with him, and it was an abduction movie where I believe Hugh Jackman's kid gets abducted and Jake Gyllenhaal. Prisoners.
Paul Dano,
yes. Prisoners. That was a movie from 2013 that I wouldn't go as far to say that it gave me nightmares, but it made me uncomfortable. Did you ever see that movie?
It's a 2013 film?
Yeah, Prisoners.
No, I don't think I saw this one.
That's totally worth a watch, but as a dad, it's going to fuck you up.
Oh, no, I don't know if I want to watch it.
I can give you a quick synopsis of it.
No, I'll watch it.
Totally worth a watch. Totally worth a watch. Great movie.
I'll take your word for it.
Michael McDonough called it Prisoners. Yes, thank you.
McDonough. What's up, Copernicus?
With your shirt.
With your shirt. This fucking guy. Yo, what are you doing tonight, man? Let's fucking get weird. Hit me up, Mike. I love you. I miss you, brother.
I don't know Mike.
He's a buddy of mine I used to work with, and
he's this guy.
I haven't seen, dude.
With his shirt.
Every time I hang out with this guy, there isn't 2 minutes where we're just not cracking up.
I'm hip. I'm cool. I'm with it.
Hello,
fellow kids.
How do, fellow children? No, he's funny as hell. I fucking love Mike. I miss him. But yeah, this movie, I liked it because it had that, like, artsy. Love you too, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, this movie had that vibe of, like, kind of being an artsy, like film. It gave me like film festival vibes.
Well, I would definitely go as far to say that we are in Nicolas Cage's art film era.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught his past few. There was another one where I watched.
I haven't watched a lot of movies lately.
It was definitely recent. I want to say it was like 2020. I went on a
Ducked you hard last time. Yeah, I know. But you were busy. You were helping with the moving stuff. I feel you, brother. You're good. We'll catch up soon. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I've been so out of the loop with films lately. I haven't watched a lot of movies.
I want to see Arcadian, but that's fucking weird.
I've been most of my time it goes to playing video games lately.
Sympathy for the Devil, Renfield.
Yeah, I could just put this right
Where
here.
is it? Prisoners of Ghostland. It's actually the one that got him like back into the radar. It was a dark flick. His girlfriend Mandy.
Mandy is the name of the film.
Mandy's the name of the film. Definitely like Road Warrior type.
Okay.
Weirdness. They're just trying to survive. People are smoking weed outside my house.
Or it's a skunk.
No, it's definitely not a skunk. There's no skunks here.
Oh.
But his girlfriend gets killed, and he goes on like a serial like rampage, and that's pretty wild.
Chimp Crazy on Max is good. 2 episodes in.
Is that the one about back in the day, the chimp that ate that person's face?
That was Nope.
No. Nope was actually referencing this.
Okay, Nope referenced it. Yeah.
Yeah, Chimp Crazy. I think if you like Tiger King, you'll dig this. I didn't really dig Tiger King.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I like the
I
memes.
never watched it. I never watched Tiger King because I like. We've talked about this before. I'm not one to hop on hype trains and because everybody else is watching it, I gotta watch it. It's like
I gave it a shot because I was trapped in my house because Tiger King came out right during COVID.
Yeah.
But I got about like 2 episodes in, and having him talk about that bitch Carol Baskin, I was over it.
Yeah,
it's just him raging on a fucking prison phone.
I don't I don't know anything about the those people or the like. I was like, oh, it's this guy that like raises tigers for things like I'm assuming he raised tigers for like movies or events or like stuff like that, like because whenever you bring an animal like that into
that's the one. Travis the chimp bit a woman's face off in the early 2000s. That's exactly what that one's about.
Yeah, I assume that's what it was about. I was like, I have no interest in this at all, like because I know like
King?
because I was like, I know you gotta when you bring like animals like bears or tigers or like any kind of like not ferocious, but like any kind of like big animal that could fuck you up, they got to bring a professional in to bring a trained version of that animal in for the film for it to act like it can fuck you up when really it can. It's not really acting like it's fucking you up, but it's like all right, sit, boo boo, sit, good dog.
Nothing like a 600-pound house cat.
Yeah, just like. Like I get it, and like and we you need that for films and everything. But I was like, I have no reason to watch a docu-series about a guy who does that, and his marriage is falling apart for some reason. I don't care.
So let's reverse this.
Yeah,
let's get back into.
Oh man,
did you catch all of the spooky subliminal shit?
Some of them, yes. So I noticed nothing. Please enlighten me.
So there was the one at the library where she was doing the research, where she was actually breaking the cipher, which was another one of the things that reinforced that I knew that she was a part of the Longlegs thing, because how long has this been going on? From the 70s on, so it's it's the 90s, so it's been 20 years. And the FBI agent was talking about how this has been going on for a decade, but actually it's been longer than that. And she's the first one, and they even say it in the movie where 10 years without a break, and all of a sudden it starts flowing like hot lava. Why? And it's because she was 6 degrees separated from this whole situation. So every time that she would make a move, and I think this harkens back to the steel ball thing, every time that she would make a move against the demon and Longlegs, it would appear. So it appeared in the library. it appeared at the doorway right when she was walking into the birthday.
Mm-hmm. See, I saw that and I just assumed it was the cameraman, but which they could have done and just put like a black cloak over.
Oh no, it had the horns
the
and
demon,
you could see its face and everything.
Oh, okay.
But it's such a quick move as the door shuts. It's a shadow, literally sort of like fading up the window.
So yeah, because the I know that there's like those shots where it's like it almost looks like it's just a person with like a black sheet over them.
Kind of, yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm like, is this the demon? Is this
the demon?
Are you the demon? Do come in. You're the only one today.
But yeah, a little bit. It's cool though. Welcome, Mike. Appreciate the interaction.
You guys with chimps. Not it. Do we derail ourselves every fucking time we do this?
It's not hard. But also in the scene where she's like she's walking around in the house, and she opens up the bedroom door that goes downstairs into Longlegs' room, and she hears the shotgun go off because the mother shoots the other agent.
Yeah.
If you look at her as she's backing out of the room, it's sitting right in front of her. But
I didn't notice that.
There's easily like 10 or 15 shots that are like that.
Yeah, I noticed a few shots. The one in the library I missed. I remember because I was looking at something else, and then I and then you were like, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "Nah, I missed it." I was when Lil Man was here with the dog right here, and I was making sure he didn't fall over.
My son was falling all over the place, wrestling
throwing blankets around.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like subliminal stuff, I'm not good at catching up on because like I think it's because I focus on a lot of other things in movies.
Well, okay, so so where this became a thing for me, where like picking stuff out like that, was the show, The Haunting of Hill House. And
I think I watched that one. That's the one with the house that's haunted. That's on a hill.
It's on a hill. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I've seen. I think
No,
I think I did see that though. There was like a thunderstorm outside the house at one point, like towards like the end of the first season. It was a show, right?
Yes, it is a show.
And there was like a storm.
There's only one season, and each season, I forget what they
it's
call
like
it.
three different shows, but that's called something else. But it's all the same story.
No, close. It's all the same actors, and it's the same producers, and it's the same directors. But Hill House is the first season. The Bly Manor is the second. Midnight Club is the third or fourth. Midnight Mass.
I think I brought up like the Midnight Club or something like that, and then because I think I saw a trailer for it, and I was like, "Hey, this looks like something we'd probably enjoy."
Midnight Club.
And then you were like, "Oh, this is with that," and I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Oh, the same actors," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Midnight Club is okay. Midnight Mass was phenomenal. That was probably as good as Hill House.
I feel like I gotta just stop streaming, and
I disagree.
Just binge watch. Like, I mean, maybe not stop streaming entirely, but no, I mean like I need to like wake up, shower, brush my teeth, food, breakfast, coffee, and then just
catch up on stuff.
Just binge watch, because like I did it a couple days ago. I was like, you know what? Let me watch something, and I spent 2 hours scrolling through Netflix, just adding more shit to my watch list.
See, you gotta just hit me up and be like, "What's something good to watch?" and I'll put you onto something.
Yeah, I got it, dude.
Skip Netflix.
It's my toxic trait. Even with YouTube, I'll open up YouTube and I'll just be and right at the homepage, I'm like, oh, like I had to make a watch later 2 playlist for YouTube because I already have 5,000 videos. that I have to watch.
I am that AI that will get rid of your fucking watch paralysis, your choice paralysis. You just hit me up and be like, I'm in the mood for it. I'll be like, all right, baseball, you got it. We're going to watch The Professional. You're like, you know what I mean? Not The Professional. What was Bull Durham? What was that? What was the one with Robert Redford?
The big cell.
Okay, Haunting of Hill House.
Money shot.
The honey.
Things
honey,
you shot
honey
for
got
at a
the
mall.
money. Haunting of
Things
Hill
an
House.
umbrella would say.
I fucking hate it. The Haunting of Hill House.
Wait, can I kick this up? Oh no, I'm gonna knock over the camera.
Had like all these ghosts from the house hidden in like scenes all over the place. And there was like obvious ones that were like jump scares and stuff like that, but there's ones in reflections, there's ones that are like there in a second and they're not, and like all these little hidden things. So because of watching that, and I literally watch it every year, it's very rare for me to find a show that I'm gonna like repeat watch. Haunting of Hill House is one of them. Love that show because every time I watch it, I see something new. I see something I didn't see before.
I watched that the Haunting of Hill House mainly because my one ex used to watch it, and she kind of like, but like just by proxy, like we'd just be hanging out, and she's watching it, I just watch it with her, and it was good. I liked it because I love spooky stuff,
and that show's spooky as fuck.
Yeah,
actually,
I really enjoyed it. I can barely read Furiosa Mad Max Saga watch on my. I really didn't. I never got into anything Mad Max. Really
love Mad Max. Personally, nothing
against Australia, but for some reason, like the Mad Max series just never spoke to me. I was like, I wasn't into the whole. We're in a desert on these trucks in this post-apocalyptic thing, and I got a guitar with fire coming out of it, and I'm just like,
shit.
I know, I'm just like, I was like, it gives me the same, not ick, but it gives me the same vibe of like steampunk, and like, you know, I'm more, you know, give me Night City.
Well, yeah,
give me tech noir.
I will say that, but a steampunk movie. That really doesn't get the respect of being a steampunk movie is Will Smith's Wild Wild West.
Yeah,
that was definitely like before steampunk became what it is now, or at least recognized as what it is now.
Yeah,
they definitely need to do another movie like that. Like I don't understand why they did it.
Steampunk is a very like not so much under the radar, but it's more. It's one of those aesthetics that's like,
if you're going to, well, this is one of the things.
It's got like a cult following.
If you're going to do steampunk, you got to do it practical. And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of the modern steampunk movies is that they're all CGI. Like everything about the stuff going on. And that's what the whole thing about steampunk is it's the environment, the over-engineering of the mechanics and the mechanisms that
it's essentially steampunk is essentially like, you know, cyberpunk, but in the 20s or like late 1800s.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like, oh, this guy needs a prosthetic. Let's give him a robotic arm made of brass and like these like
and clockwork.
Yeah, like, you know, it's that to me is like what steampunk is, and it's also like I said, that late 1800s, so it has like kind of a Victorian vibe where it's like, you know, everybody's in top hats, but we got these big goggles, and you know it's I don't want to say it's like an off-brand of like a kind of goth, but
I was thirsty the whole time.
I was watching
I Give You Water.
Mad Max. Yeah. The oh god, see, this is. I think I told you about him. I wanted to get him on the show once or twice, just because of like how fucking funny he is. Like literally, like, like some of the shit he says, I don't think I could say on the internet, but because it's just funny as hell. Like, but he would just like come up to me at work and just like, like just tap me on the shoulder and just say just most random outlandish shit.
Yeah, you think you've told me.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's that guy. The guy.
Yeah,
That's the guy.
Hilarious. Like he turned my Keurig once into a fucking machine gun, and like just like random shit. It was funny. Yeah, we got to get him on the show one day.
So we're talking about Longlegs.
Yeah,
if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the movie Longlegs.
We were, weren't we? God, we suck. An hour in, we're just like
one thing about movies,
like maybe 35 minutes of it has been about the movie.
I know that there's companies out there that literally like buy cars, renovate them, renew them, or restore them, and then use them for movies. I know that's like something that they do, but it always blows my mind when they come up with some of these obscure ass vehicles, and especially like 90s vehicles, because 90s vehicles, I don't know if everybody remembers, they were like the first iteration of like plastic parts. They sucked and fall apart from dry rot constantly.
Yeah.
So like the fact that they had as many 90s vehicles as they did in this movie was impressive alone. Like,
well, because a lot of the cars I think were, because like in the 90s, like people were still driving their like 1980s cars. So like there was a lot of, I noticed a lot of cars had like kind of like an 80s look to them. One of them, the car when Lee and the other female agent go to her mom's house, the inside, I think it was like an old Cadillac.
It was either a Cadillac or a Grand Marquis.
I think it might have been a Grand Marquis, actually, now that you mention it, because that was a big like squad car. Like that was the squad car of of the 90s, where you just put the thing on the light on the roof.
The cherries, like the cherries.
And but it had that like that when you go to close the door, it's like just a handle, but it's like just a leather strap. But it's a really nice leather strap. Yeah, Grand Marquis were ahead of their time, man.
I love those cars. I got a fucking 2003 Lincoln parked in my driveway that hasn't moved in 2 years, unfortunately. It needs so much work.
It is pretty. I mean, not right now, but it's a pretty car.
They are normally pretty cars. But yeah, like, and I wish I would have known what kind of that station wagon that Longlegs drove. I don't.
Yeah, that was
an obscure one.
Yeah, and the very. It looked like there was one ornament hanging from the rearview mirror that was like a bottle opener, but it was like a
jackal.
It was a jackal?
It was a jackal, yes.
That's what that was.
Yes.
I just saw squiggly. It looked like 3 Italian horns.
So there's one where it looks like you had the right idea, like the Italian horns. So it's like an Italian greyhound sort of symbol, but it's actually a jackal. Interesting.
It was a bottle opener at jackpot. Like, it's so random.
Which jackals have demonic symbolism.
Right, indeed.
Indeed, sir, yes.
Yes. Charming display, old Bean. Well done indeed. Yeah, I didn't, like, that was just him just, driving and then yelling and then singing and just being fucking nuts. Like,
well, like I said to you too, as soon as the movie ended, did you notice that he speaks in lyrics?
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that.
Yep, everything, even the happy birthday. Now, I would like to sit down and actually like go through and figure out what songs he's referencing.
That's something we can do.
That would be very interesting. But yeah, like all the way to like the happy birthday song, all that stuff. It was all like Sabbath lyrics. There's a picture of a singer on top of his mirror that I recognized the picture, but I couldn't place whether it was either the Misfits or I think it was. See, that's the thing. I don't know. I want to say it was the Misfits, where they do like the white face with the blacked out eyes.
I mean, you can go with Kiss. You can go with Behemoth.
No, it wasn't Kiss. But you got to think it's got to be
like a satanic like Behemoth, or Because Behemoth does that, but I don't. They were around in the 90s, I think. But a lot of like
that
satanic bands.
Behemoth would make sense because of all the Revelations connections that they were talking about.
What's a good emulator ROM site
Really,
for
guy?
Super Nintendo?
Really, we're gonna start talking about NES games? Jerk.
Let me throw another wrench in the engine. Let me derail this a little further. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. By the way, yeah, you have a titty fuck your first cousin. The just some random shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the I don't know. You Google it, you'll find something. You'll find there's something out there.
It's funny that he says that because I literally just found an emulator online. You don't even need to download anything. It's hosted right on the internet.
An emulator for like video games, like
Sega,
N64,
Sega DOS games, yeah, all of it. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, it literally happened. I'm not even kidding. I was.
Are you gonna let him know?
I was literally playing Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, right before you showed up.
That's the best one.
It's one of my favorites because you can actually like it when you're spinning,
that
doing the hyper spin.
That cartridge that like used to flip open, and you put the
other one on top of it.
So Longlegs.
Longlegs. Oh my god! I'm not repeating that.
See, that's why I can't.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
My kids watch this. They don't. I don't let them.
It's smart. We go. Like I said, we go off the rails, and we just the words detumble from our mouths, and we just get like literally diarrhea of the mouth.
So if you had to if you had to give it a rating, what would you give it?
This movie, I would give it honestly
1 to 10.
I'm gonna go with it like a 8.
I'm right there with you. I gotta say 8.
Yeah,
8.
It didn't blow me away. It was really good. I think what I enjoyed most was like the cinematography of it and like how things transitioned and just how it was put together. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think I have anything to add other than the little. I appreciated all the little hidden snippets and one of the things that I really enjoyed the show. I'm kidding, Mike. I don't let my kids watch the show. What is it? Supernatural. I really appreciate Supernatural because they did a really good job at staying as close to real live occult type things. But it is dangerous.
It's
extremely dangerous because you're literally opening up people who didn't necessarily, maybe shouldn't have anything to do with this kind of stuff, to actually being like that symbol that they showed, the upside down triangle with the 2 horns. That is actually the symbol. That is the sigil of Baphomet, like 100%. The fact that they showed it is like, and then having like the demon go as far as looking like Baphomet also, with the horns and everything. Like that was like that's one of those movies that got some seriously dark shit in it. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I have to say like that ranks at 8. But authenticity, creepiness.
Yeah.
It
was creepy. There weren't really a lot of parts that like made me cringe or like kind of like, but it was just very like, there's some parts where you're just like, oh, holy shit.
Almost no gore. Almost.
Yeah, I mean, aside from, but like a lot of the gore that was in it was implied. Like there's not like, it's you're looking through the doorway and then like that, and then the guy goes by with the axe and you just see the blood,
right?
And then things like that. It's
and the one even when he attacks the mom because he turns around, comes back through the door, and he hits her with the axe.
Yeah,
she's blocking the scene, so you see the axe come down, you see some blood spray, but you don't see like the axe like. It's not like what's Horrifier. It's not anywhere near like seeing that happen.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. The first one's brutal.
Yes, definitely.
Like that's a movie that actually like
churns your stomach.
I could go without not seeing that again. That's why I'm like, do I even want to see the second one? Because I heard it was like even more so.
So I actually did see bits and pieces of the second one.
A Romulus, yeah.
Bits and pieces.
I see what you did there. Yeah. That was good.
But I feel like they tried to start. I don't know. I feel like they wrote a movie, they did a movie, and then they were like, let's add more to this, and they tried to like add additional story post production, and that always seems to fall flat for me. Like sometimes you got to say like, all right, that was good. Now let's do something else.
Yeah, and instead of building on like trying to build more on something that
Horrifier, some sort of like unkillable demon that keeps coming back that's been haunting this girl's family, but she's an angel and she's being resurrected, and it's like, yeah, and they're doing a third one now.
Wow.
And there's even more lore that's going into it, that like when Horrifier kills people, that they actually become like his slaves, and it's like, I guess there's people out there that like that kind of stuff.
I mean, like, you gotta, like, one of my all-time, when it comes to, like, horror flicks, one of my all-time favorite series is one of my, like, my favorite entities, whatever you want to call them, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
For some reason, like, I don't know if it's the hockey mask and it just looked cool or something, but, like...
I really appreciated the remake.
See, I haven't seen anything. I didn't see anything past the one where he goes into space. That's when I was just like,
really,
yeah. I was just like, this is okay. I think I'm done with watching these.
So
it got a little ridiculous.
They did a remake in the 2000s that I actually enjoyed more than any of the previous ones, because it kind of gave like some minor explanations on how he got around so quickly. You haven't seen it. I don't. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to give it away. It's done in the thread of the originals, with the same tropes and all that stuff. But it's good. It was like one of those ones that like. It was good.
Yeah. See, that's why I liked. Like, that's what I liked about horror movies. Like, to me, like 70s and 80s horror was like peak horror. More so the 70s, I could say.
Yes. 70s, yes, absolutely.
80s to me.
80s is when they started like trying to like pump that genre for as much as they could.
But
and
like,
you were getting stuff that was.
Mainly because like back in the 70s, like practical effects was like
I agree.
You had to Freddy vs. Jason, great slash. Oh,
that's
yeah,
one of my favorites.
The Freddy Krueger.
Meanwhile, not a huge fan of Freddy at all.
Me
but
neither.
Loved him in that.
Yeah, I wasn't. Freddy Krueger, I never gravitated towards. Jason Voorhees to me was probably one of my favorite. Excuse me, like serial killers of film.
Slashers.
Yeah, slashers.
Yeah.
What was another big one?
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, Leatherface. I just Michael, like the Halloween series I never really got into either.
I really enjoyed I'm gonna get flack for this one. I really enjoyed Rob Zombie's reimagination of it.
Of which one? Halloween.
Everybody hates that one, but I understand, because if you're a fan of the original, you're not going to like where you went with it.
I think the only Rob Zombie movies I ever really watched, I think there's two, which is House of a Thousand Corpses, and this I don't know if this is the name of it, but Salem.
Lords of Salem,
where like it's
Lords of Salem is a movie I want to get my life back.
His wife is in the movie, and
she's in every one of his movies.
Well, yeah, but like she plays this girl who she's like kind of being. They're in Salem,
yeah,
and it's
she's being possessed by the Lords of Salem.
Yeah, I guess that was it. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but those are the only two I've seen. But it was good.
Remember how I told you that like there's movies that like I just up and delete out of my brain, like. Photographic memory, you can pretty much remember everything. And then there's Lords of Salem is one that I've tried to delete, but I'm so angry at myself so that I never make the mistake of going back and watching it again.
Why?
I hated that movie. I love a lot of Rob Zombie's movies, big fan of like House of a Thousand Corpses, Hell's Rejects. I watched that entire series. What's the third one? I forget off the top of my head. The Halloween series. The Munsters. I love the Munsters. I thought he did
Rob
a great
Zombie
job.
did Munsters?
You didn't know that Rob Zombie did the Munsters
No.
movie? Oh
No.
my God. Yes.
Now I gotta watch it.
And even my dad was like, that was pretty good. And like
Scream is Scream is the best 90s.
yes,
yeah.
absolutely. They didn't need to do all the fucking sequels, but that one. And I hear the reboot, the most recent reboot, was actually pretty good too, but not as good as the first.
Which I didn't know that's Ghostface.
I want to get into Alien Romulus, but go ahead.
Ghostface I didn't know was actually based off of Van Gogh's the Screaming guy.
Mhm.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was interesting. What were we just talking about? Oh yeah, Rob Zombie.
But yeah,
I never went out of my way to like buy like any of his albums.
Oh,
I don't hate his music, but like it, if it was on, I would listen to it. I'd be tapping my foot. I know some of the words, but
one of my favorite albums of his, like the favorite album of his, is Educated Horses. That's one that it was like this. So Hellbilly Deluxe. It was that campy sort of style, and I forget what the second one was. I like songs off of those albums, but I didn't like the whole album.
yeah.
Educated Horses is my absolute all-time. Can listen it front to back. The song Lords of Salem is on it. I loved that album.
Going to see Rob Zombie.
The infamous, which means that's my wife watching, which means she's going to go see Rob Zombie next week.
Oh, nice.
And guess who gets to watch the kids?
Hey.
This guy. Two thumbs with thumb.
Look, I'm a thumb with two thumbs.
So, I am a huge fan of the universe of Alien, Predator.
I actually I rewatched the first one fairly recently.
Predator?
Yeah. And because I love that meme where it's like, Dylan, you son of a bitch, and both of them are like flexing as they like grab hands. It's like,
yeah.
See, I make you push too many pencils. Like, it's like it's funny. And I was a terrible Arnold. I could do such a better Arnold. But yeah, like that meme, I was just like, I haven't seen that movie in a while. I should rewatch it. And I did like a deep dive in like, where are the predator? What planet are the predators from? Like, where do they? What's the language they speak? Why do they do this? Yeah, like, and I was just, I like a good like maybe hour and 45 minutes of just like typing into like, or not my computer, my phone, and just looking up like, what is this? What is that? And then I was like, damn, I gotta rewatch like all these movies now.
I am interested to see what they do with Romulus. I feel like, because I believe this isn't done. This is one of the movies that isn't done by Ridley Scott. I could be wrong.
Nosferatu remake featuring Defo looks great. William. Oh yeah. Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe. We will defo him. See Willem
He's got a
Dafoe
huge
see
cock.
that. Willem Dafoe see Dafoe see that. Willem
Definitely.
Willem Dafoe definitely
Prey.
see. Yeah, Prey. I gotta watch on
Praise.
Hulu.
You haven't seen that?
I know. I gotta.
Mike, if you want to watch a good movie that is in that same sort of vein, genre of like, I believe it was supposed to be a part of it, but they couldn't get the rights to it. Bone Tomahawk. Have you seen Bone Tomahawk?
Yes and no.
What?
I saw the scene that matters.
You saw the no?
So I'm thinking of the scene where he's like, the cavalry's coming, They're gonna kill these.
Yeah.
Sons of, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna avenge you.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Dude, and just
Bone
like
Tomahawk. Yeah, if you like Prey, you'll like Bone Tomahawk.
oh,
It's really
that,
it's going into it, not expecting it to be as gory as it was.
yeah.
Also, all-star cast: Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell was really good. I didn't really expect him to see him in that kind of genre, but
Kurt Russell not in a western.
I mean not a western, but
Well,
but
horror.
like,
Yeah. A horror. Yeah.
But yeah, it's dude, Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah, that's definitely one that's.
Oh, like it's just.
I love a movie when you fall in love with a character and. You know what? I can't. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say anymore.
yeah.
I'm not going to say anymore.
Yeah.
The guy. I forget his name. I always forget his name.
Ever
which
see
is horrible.
Rubber?
Possibly.
So we'll go into more movies like have you seen this, seen that? So I gave it an 8 out of 10. You're pretty much giving it an 8 out of 10 as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Patrick Wilson, the guy who played in Conjuring.
Did I see I don't think I've seen Conjuring. Don't look at me like that. God, I don't go out much and I don't see movies much.
I don't go out much either. I haven't gone out much in 8 years.
Yeah, but you like. Look, man, your kids are grown.
You know what?
Your kids watch themselves.
This is
something. I gotta keep an eye on mine. I don't get a lot of time.
This is something, and it's funny. This is so wild. When we were growing up together,
Yeah.
you always seemed to be on the edge of like what was going on like internet music, this stuff.
Yeah.
You were always like, you would hit me with stuff, and I'd be like, how do you find the time to just know all of this shit? Did you read like all of 4chan? Like, how did you just know? And you like you guys were into Reddit before Reddit became huge. You guys knew everything that was going on. While you were doing that, I was watching movies.
Yeah.
Legit. Like, and that's one of the things that like I've come to realize is that I pissed away my whole life watching movies.
Yeah.
But so even still in my household, like every night we try and find something to watch, whether it's, like I'll watch 2-3 movies before I go to bed. And usually it's like one family movie for the whole, us and the kids. And then me and the wife will watch something, and then she usually passes out about halfway through. And then I'll watch something else just to cap it off before I go to sleep. If I don't find, The Void is phenomenal, by the way. Who's Tommy Cap? A request from Tommy Cap.
Oh, I know Tommy.
The Void is phenomenal. You want to do a deep dive on The Void?
I want to do a deep dive.
A deep dive? We're going to do a deep dive on The Void. We're going to do it. Whoa. The Void is legit cosmic horror. That's a good.
Oh, I do love a good cosmic horror.
H.P. Lovecraft done well.
Ooh,
real well. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I'm excited.
So good that I actually get it mixed up with Stranger Things, like different parts of it.
I do love Stranger Things.
Like weird little scenes that are sort of semi the same. But yeah, The Void is a great movie. I won't talk about it until we see it.
Mike, you with Tommy right now?
Tommy.
Hey, Copernicus. Why don't you get in the back of the line with your face and stand there with your shirt? Sir Francis Leopold McClintock. Admiral.
So, in the Alien series, love the Predators, the Yautja. I'm a huge fan of them. It's funny because Predator was probably one of the first horror movies I ever saw as a kid that like legitimately scared the shit out of me.
Really?
Oh yeah, the one with Schwarzenegger scared the ever living daylights out of me.
I think mine was Dead Alive. That movie was. I think that was the first real like gory horror movie.
I don't know that one.
Ooh. Guy gets his fucking like rib cage just totally torn out of him, like, and you're just like, it's like you're standing right there next to him. And this guy's just like, ugh, and this thing just, yeah.
So, yeah, for whatever reason, that laugh at the end of Predator just kind of stuck with me, and because it's not in the Predator's voice. It's not, it's almost like what's his name? Who's the guy? Who's the Vincent Price? It's almost Vincent Price-esque at the end of like Thriller, laughing.
Oh yeah.
And then the ball. Jacob's Ladder's classic. That's a classic flick.
I'll add that to the list,
dude. Hell yeah. That's a mind bender.
I do love bending my mind here and there. All right, so the Void 2016
Yes.
came out,
Yes.
and then
Well, so I think we should do for like spooky season. Thank you very much. I think that we should just do horror films. Like, I think we were talking about this. Like, that they do like the 30 days of Halloween. I think that we should just do from September on, and just do spooky films. So next week we should probably watch The Void.
okay.
If you want to watch The Void,
Oh yeah.
I think you'll. Yeah, but that's another one. I feel bad because like my kids got to go downstairs and play video games, but they can't be up here watching this stuff.
I mean, we could easily I could pull up a chair in the computer room and we can.
Yeah,
sit
I mean,
and
I guess we
watch in
could. I mean, I could literally project to any of the TVs in the house, so we could go downstairs and watch it too. Like,
Yeah.
I got what's the point of the sound system?
I know. We'll do like one week on, 1 week off, and we'll
Swap them out.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
that way we're not
But
completely
yeah,
keeping the kids from watching.
I want to say Jacob's Ladder is actually a Stephen King. Tim Robbins.
Why is this not doing the gosh darn thing?
Original music by. I hate doing this, but
D&B Sage, what's up? Did we watch the movie? Yeah, we watched Longlegs.
Longlegs.
Which was a psychological thriller type. That was
Exorcism.
Yeah,
Demons.
good movie.
Yes,
we just finished talking about it and doing a little review.
We're kind of taking not requests. I wouldn't say requests, but we're taking
We're talking with
recommendations.
Chat. We're shooting the breeze. We're talking with a couple people in the YouTube chat right now. Which
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Definitely, if anybody is not following us or subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please do.
Please do.
If you're watching us on Twitch, please follow us as well. Like literally anything.
Well, I mean, we can't watch it here. We'll talk about it, and I'll tell you whether I've seen it or not.
But we lately we've been doing pretty much where we watch reviews, or we watch a movie and then do reviews on it. John and the Hole, 2021 movie.
John and the Hole.
Never heard of that.
I've never heard of that one.
Significant Other, another good
Significant
watch.
Other I've heard. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't think I've even heard of that one, to be honest. But yeah, lately the podcast has taken a turn where we're doing movie reviews, video game reviews. We just kind of look up stuff or we check it out and then we give our opinion on it.
A coming-of-age psychological thriller that plays on an unsettling reality of a kid who holds his family captive in a hole in the ground. Yeah, we're going to add that to the list.
That sounds pretty wild.
That's John in the Hole. Has anybody seen John Dies in the End? I had to. My name's John.
John and the Hole. 2021 film. Here it is. Yeah, that looks like something we'd probably watch. Yeah, we're literally just talking about from here until Halloween. We're gonna be doing like a lot of like horror thriller type How many movies can I recommend? As many as you.
All of them.
Yeah.
Significant other follows a young couple who have taken a remote backpacking trip through the Pacific Northwest and face a sinister events, leading them to realize that everything about the place is not as it seems.
That they are not alone.
Fuck yeah, I'll watch that too. I love psycho thrillers.
Green Room.
I watched that. That was pretty good. That's got. It's about a band, and I don't want to give any of that away. Green Room.
A punk rock band becomes trapped in a secluded venue after finding a scene of violence.
Interesting cast. Yes, it's got Anton Yelchin in it. That's why it stuck out in my mind, because he died. He's Anton Yelchin's also in. I believe John Dies in the End. I believe. Or no, he's in the other.
Oh, it's got Patrick Stewart in it.
Yeah, it's. Imogen Poots.
None of the other actors are looking too familiar.
Well, Alia Shawkat, she's the cute. She's in something I'm watching right now called The Old Man.
Add that to the list. Yeah, I gotta see my. We were just talking about this too. My toxic trait is I will go through Netflix, HBO Max, Hulu, Prime, whatever, and I'll look for something to watch, and I will spend the same amount of time it takes to watch a movie, just adding more shit to my watch list. I'm like, I don't want to watch this, but I want to watch it later. I want to check this out. Green Room, yeah, I just added that to the list. Damn, your mics sound really good. Thank you.
Took us a long time to actually get it this way.
Amazon Basics, baby. Amazon Basics dynamic mic. Running through a Yamaha. I think this is a line. Was it an MX-06? I think it is.
Odd Thomas. That's the Anton Yelchin film that I'm getting mixed up with John Dies in the End. They're both very weird flicks. Odd Thomas, in a California desert town, a short order cook with a clairvoyant abilities encounters a mysterious man with a link to a dark, threatening forces. Odd Thomas is definitely worth it. Love that movie. John Dies in the End is such a weird. I can't even go into that one. That one's totally.
Yeah, I gotta say again. If anybody is not following us on YouTube or subscribe to us on YouTube or following us on Twitch, please do so. The more followers we get, the sooner we can monetize this bitch. Yeah. Because let's be real, we do this for fun because this is something that we enjoy, and we figured if we're doing something we enjoy, we might as well broadcast it so we can indulge.
I actually talked about Mandy Sage.
Other like-minded people.
Yes.
But if we can get people to follow us, and you don't have to, I'm not asking for, donations. You want to donate to us, that's fine. Link in the description if you want to chip in towards our cause. We also have merch up. The more people we get involved, the more people reach out, and I think the general idea is we're doing reviews of everything from games to movies, shows, different things that are entertainment. But us shooting the shit. That's kind of how it started.
Well, yeah. I mean, I want to focus on at least doing the first hour when we do reviews.
Yeah,
as reviews.
Because I really enjoy just having those moments where we can just hang out, man.
Just chill.
Ugh.
But yeah, no, I definitely appreciate.
Come on.
Yeah, there you go. Got to get the. There he is.
Just sit.
He's got to rub his butt on you first.
Of course.
This is Roscoe. He's our mascot.
This fucking guy.
He's got to put his opinion in. The Gift. I don't know if I'm familiar with The Gift.
Hello, you big stupid. You adorable doofus.
Yes, I actually already saw that. The Gift was good. Yes. With Joel Edgerton and Rebecca Hall, and Joel plays a Gordy,
Is that
which is hilarious because a friend of mine is named Gordy, and that always stuck out. And Jason Bateman plays a bully.
Hold on.
He don't care. It's probably Steph. She's probably sneaking somebody in. Lock. Ivan Locke, a dedicated family man and successful construction manager, receives a phone call that sets in motion a series of events that threaten his carefully cultivated existence. That sounds familiar. I mean, it's got Tom Hardy in it, and I'm definitely going to watch it 100%. And it looks like it's in that era. What time is it? What year was this? 2013? Yeah. Well, that was right around the time that I think he did The Drop. Drop's one of my all-time favorite Tom Hardy flicks. Yeah, no, I appreciate that one. Thank you very much, Sage. Definitely going to check that out. Yeah, The Drop was in 2014. It was just after that one. Very cool. Well, I mean, I'm not that entertaining by myself. I don't know why, but I've never seen The Drop. Oh, absolutely. Oh, if you like mobster movies, and I believe it's one of James Gandolfini's last movies. The Drop is phenomenal. I'm not going to tell you anything about it if you haven't seen it, other than it's mob related. James Gandolfini's in it, and very good. See, yes, I will agree that it was slow, but that's the point. And I think it's got a great twist. Phenomenal twist when you're dealing with the foils of the character, the main character, and the guy's walking around bragging about things that he didn't do, and like that's, you got to pay attention to that. And The Drop is such a good movie. Such a good movie, I think, personally. I would rate The Drop probably about 8.5, 9. We were just talking about another posthumous release, because The Drop was Gandolfini's. Any 10 ratings? I got to go back through all of my lists. Number 10 for me would be Fight Club, hands down. What would you consider a 10? What would be a movie that would be a 10 list? Killing Them Softly is also a phenomenal movie.
Oh, man.
That's
10?
definitely a 10. That's a 10 on my list. Yes.
A movie that I would consider a 10.
While you're thinking about that, I'm going to go off on a tangent. So, Killing Them Softly is a movie that I think, and I hate to, I think it captures what a junkie is going through in a way that, or drug addiction in itself, when the idiots are talking and planning things out, and they're trying to figure out what they're supposed to do next, and they've got to get rid of the car, and the guys fading out, and just that, like, where the camera work on it is so perfect, is like, as the guy's talking, the sound's getting more muffled as the guy's like passing out, and then he just snaps to, and everything comes back together. And the thing about Killing Them Softly is the cinematography work. The fight scene, I couple days ago we were talking about Killing Them Softly.
Yeah, we did bring that up.
Yup, Ray Liotta, because
think I
that
know.
is the most gut-wrenching scene I have ever seen, worse than any slasher film at all. In that is that scene where they kick the shit out of Ray Liotta. Just Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that one was brutal. I think you know the movie, one of the very few movies that I personally would say that I would consider a 10 out of 10.
What's that?
Let's take one of my, aside from Star Wars, what's one of my favorite movies of all time?
I have no idea. I'm drawing a complete blank. Oh, Lucky Number 11.
Yes.
Yes.
That movie to me was great because all-star cast. The story was great. The lines that one of the things that to me I think it makes a good movie, camera work and lighting and setting up a scene aside is like how quotable it is, and like it had a lot of great quotes.
I want to come back to Tizzy, but Mike just dropped you want to talk about quotable?
Yeah.
The last line in Killing Them Softly is America's not a fucking country. It's just a business. Fucking pay me.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. But do I have any recommendations similar to the Vengeance trilogy? Really missing some of the old boy charm. What's the Vengeance trilogy?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I fucking know. I'm looking at chat too. I'm just like, I'm not sure what the Vengeance Vengeance from
I need a little more context.
yeah. Pitt, baby, Brad Pitt.
Well, I don't want to leave him hanging. He doesn't. I'm going to go in there in 2 seconds. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, do you think? I got this. You have the helm. Instant go to warp 1. Engage. Yeah, the Vengeance trilogy. I'm not sure where that is at or what it's Vengeance, because you guys were talking about something while I was helping. Then with something else. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Lady Vengeance, and Old Boy. See, I'm not familiar with those. That might be something he's more familiar with. What was your favorite movie besides Star Wars again? Lucky Number 11. To me, that movie was all around, like I said, all-star cast, great quotes, great scenes, beautifully done in every way. And it's one of those movies where, like, the hook comes right out of left field. It's good.
The only one I ever saw was, I don't mean to jump in on you.
No, please. Yeah.
The only one out of the Vengeance series was Old Boy that I saw. I didn't know about Lady Vengeance or Mr. Vengeance, but I'll definitely go check that out because I love that stuff. If you like that sort of, well, I mean, the hook of Old Boy is the twist at the end. But
I do love a good twist. I like things when I don't like surprises, but I like when things are unexpected.
I
happen.
liked
Oddly enough.
Bruce Willis's Death Wish, which was a remake of the original Death Wish series.
I don't think I saw Death Wish.
You didn't see the Bruce Willis Death Wish?
Mm-mm.
It's good. It's good. But also in that vein would be Nobody, which I think you have seen.
Yeah, that was good.
Nobody was phenomenal. Also,
Thank you for your service. You too, old timer.
Yeah.
Which I actually had to look up like what that tattoo meant.
Yeah.
Oof.
I would recommend Nobody.
Yeah, great movie.
It's not as gory as Old Boy, but the countries that I've been to, I have been to California. I have been to New York. I have been to Louisiana, and that pretty much sums up my extent on travel.
Yeah, I've been to I've been all over the country, but never left the country. I almost did in 2016, but 2015 was a fucked up year and messed up a lot of things.
Oh, nobody's phenomenal, and
yeah, nobody's really good.
Because it takes itself seriously enough, and it is still a comedy.
Yeah, Odenkirk really knocked that one out of the park, because he normally normally when you see Bob Odenkirk, you can't see him without seeing, Saul Goodman, or any of the goofy characters he played on, like, everything else, and then you see him in Nobody, and it's just, you virgin. I mean, I wish I could travel. One day, I'll.
The Game is definitely a 10. I'm sorry, I forgot. I can't believe I forgot that I watched that. That is a Sean Penn, Michael Douglas, going back 90s of those psycho thrillers. I believe The Game is actually has one of my favorite quotes in it. Is "That's not happiness to see me." That's phenomenal. The Game is a phenomenal movie.
I'll have to check that one out. Yeah, I have a recommendation close to a 10 for me. Oh, The Game, yeah.
The Game.
So I'm trying to catch up with Chad here.
I thought that was I'm. There's another one.
I think the same person who either wrote and or directed the John Wick films also did Nobody.
Yes, and I feel like
so if you like the John Wick movies, which I watched 1 and 2, I still have to watch 3 and 4.
The Long Game. I think I was thinking The Game was another movie called, I believe it's called The Hunt.
So yeah, he said The Game, and I was thinking of The Protector's great. Yeah, Tony Jaa.
Yes.
Phenomenal. I liked those scenes because they're all, a lot of those fight scenes are like one take, and yeah, dude, Muay Thai is fucking awesome. I did kickboxing when I was younger, but I never really did. I did kickboxing, and I also did Tang Sudo, which is a South Korean style martial arts.
Who's the guy? Ethan Suplee. Ethan Suplee.
But
he starred in a movie. Yeah, it's The Hunt. I don't know why it's showing up. It's got a different. Is it Tizkikalu? I'm gonna call you Tizzy. Tizzy. You were asking me about really good, sort of vengeance.
1917 is on my watch list.
Look up The Hunt. It's got Ethan Suplee in it. That's how you know it's the right one. Because there's another one with Mads Mikkelsen, which I have to watch because I'm a huge Ben Mikkelsen's fan. But I would say if you like that sort of dark, twisted, old boy style, definitely watch The Hunt. You'll appreciate it. It's got a female lead. It's really good.
So you said The Game, and I immediately thought of that that movie.
I saw 1917.
That video game movie with God, his name is escaping me. Played 1, 2 in Rock and Rolla. He was in 300. He was King Leonidas.
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler. The Game movie where he's in a video game, but he's
I believe it's called That's not Ready Player One. That's the other one.
Yeah. It's like he's a prisoner,
yeah,
and then
they
make them the prisoner. They make them the characters in these games that get killed or something. I thought that was called The Game too, or it had a name.
Gamer.
Similar. Gamer. That's
Gamer.
it. Yeah, definitely a fan of dark twists. Yeah, they're cool.
We got to figure out a way to actually get like a laptop up here, and you might need to start bringing your laptop so we can like do this on the fly. Because I hate the way this looks, like me typing on my phone. Just saying.
No, yeah, I'll bring my next week. I'll bring my laptop. But yeah, we'll start doing it this way where we kind of, we spend the first hour reviewing the movie, and then the last hour we're talking with you guys and shooting the breeze. This is pretty much going to be like, so we right now I'll give you a quick synopsis of our schedule because we don't really have it posted anywhere. We should probably post it on like
that's a good idea.
The Instagram. We have an Instagram called at Generally Admitting. I was actually thinking about doing something. I was going to run it by you. We go live on Instagram from the phone and just do like a behind the scenes thing, a bit of where we're setting up before we do the streams for in review only.
Sure.
Because right now, so real quick, our schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We stream on Mondays. Pretty much, we call that This Week in General, where we just kind of go through what we're going to be doing this week as far as the show goes. And then we have Wednesdays we call the Midweek Marquee, where we discuss, we go a little bit more in depth of the movie that we're going to be reviewing for that week.
And what also current releases are happening this week.
Yes, and we just kind of give our opinion on those, like kind of like not a review, but it's just like, are we going to see this in theaters? Probably not. Are we even going to bother seeing it at all? Is this something that we're going to wait till streaming, etc.? And then Fridays is always at 8 p.m. every Friday, usually. And this is all true. So yeah, that's Mondays and Wednesdays are kind of like, I think we usually go for like 5 o'clock ish, like right before dinner.
Yeah.
Mondays and Wednesdays we've been doing that. We don't really have a set schedule for This Week in General, Midweek Marquee. I think we just kind of
try and get on. Just make sure that we get on.
Yeah. But again, we also have a Discord. So if you go to our Instagram,
yeah, if you guys come up with anything and we're not live and you have suggestions or you think of something, hop on the Discord and shoot us a shot, a text.
Heck yeah. But we're almost at 2 hours right now. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm a little burnt.
Yeah. All right. Again, that concludes this week's In Review.
Thanks to everybody who followed and contributed today. Appreciate
absolutely.
It.
This is the fun part because I like this when we're just like talking with chat and talking with people and everything.
Absolutely.
So this is really, I mean, we literally started doing this because we just talked to each other and people would chime in and we'd be at work just like shooting the shit and people, coming out to smoke or whatever would be like, I heard about that movie, or like chiming in.
Definitely. So you guys brought up things that I've completely forgot about. I mean, I love the game, and I haven't thought about that movie, and I couldn't tell you how long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is really cool.
Appreciate it.
We hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do. So thanks again for tuning in and being a part of this. We will be back Monday around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. EST, and we'll see you guys next time. Again, go to our Instagram at Generally Admitting, where you can get in contact. If you go to the link tree that's in there, we have all of our stuff right there. Check it out. Raven, thank you so much for being here from fart to spinach all the way through. Really appreciate you. So start to finish. Start spinach. Ahem. So again, all our links in there. Check out the Discord. Check all that. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it. I want you to do everything you can. And
strong to the finish because I eat me spinach.
I love it. Now I'm hungry.
All right, folks.
Thanks again, everybody.
Thank
we'll see you next time.
Good night.